Hello guys, welcome to my channel and this is Laya. If you're new here, I am an UPSC aspirant sharing my preparation journey online. And one question I am repeatedly getting in my comments is, whatever books am I actually referring for UPSC? So today I thought I would answer that. When I started my preparation, I thought I would need dozens of books, hundreds of videos, and a perfect strategy. And I was wrong. And for past few days, these questions have been showing up again and again in my comments and DMs on my Instagram. What books are you actually using for UPSC? The resources I'm using right now are actually much simpler than I expected. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what are the books I'm actually using and referring for UPSC. And also a small apology, I couldn't continue beginner series for the last few weeks. But we are back now. And I want to continue documenting this journey as honest as possible. And before we begin, I'm not a topper, I'm not a mentor, I'm just someone like you who is studying and documenting my journey publicly. So, if you are a beginner, this video will save you some confusion. Now, before we talk about the books, there are two things every UPSC aspirant should understand first: the syllabus and the pattern. And if you would like a separate video on those, please let me know in the comments. And another question I get a lot: do we need coaching or self-study is enough? And if you need a separate video on it, please do comment. I'll make one. But for now, let's focus on the resources. First thing I would recommend is NCERT. NCERT. You need to read NCERT because they build understanding. They are the foundations, and UPSC is not about rote learning anymore. UPSC tests your understanding, application, and conceptual clarity. If you're comfortable with the subject, you can start from class 9th to 12th NCERTs, and if you're completely new to the subject, you can start from class 6 and move upward. Many students from science or engineering background find subjects like history, polity, economy relatively new. And in that case, starting from lower classes actually helps. And honestly, it doesn't take long to finish them. The goal is not to memorize each and every line. The goal is to understand the concepts. And one interesting thing is that after UPSC Prelims 2026, the UPSC chairman mentioned that the questions are actually taken from standard textbooks, government sources, government magazines. So instead of chasing hundreds of resources, first build the basics. So let's start with history. For ancient history, you can use R.S. Sharma, and for medieval history, you can use Satish Chandra, and for modern history, you can use Bipin Chandra. These are all old NCERTs. And for modern history, you can use Spectrum too. And a lot of beginners will get confused with Bipin Chandra and Spectrum. The difference is very simple. Bipin Chandra gives you deeper understanding and is useful for mains answer writing. But Spectrum is more related to prelims. It's more factual. For art and culture, I am using class 11, fine arts, NCERT, and some topics from Nitin Singhania. You can use only selected topics. You can't read Nitin Singhania completely. Use selective topics. For the world history, which is very important for mains, I am using Arjun. Now, let's talk about geography. For geography, NCERTs are extremely important. If you're comfortable with geography, you can start from class 9 to 12. If not, you can start from 6th and go all the way to 12th. Class 6th, 7th and 8th build the basic concepts. And class 11th and 12th take those concepts to more advanced level. And class 9th and 10th is more about Indian geography. You can also supplement geography with G.C. Leong for the reference book and an atlas for mapping. Next is Polity. For Polity, the NCERTs I recommend are class 9th and 12th Democratics Politics Part 1 and Part 2, and class 11th Political Theory and Indian Constitution at Work. And of course, Laxmikanth is the standard reference book for the polity. And if you're completely new to politics and don't know what is democracy, what is government, what is secularism, what is citizenship, you can start with Social and Political Life of class 6th, 7th, 8th NCERT. They build basics and they explain everything in simple way. For economics, I'm using class 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th NCERTs, And for class 12 NCERT, I am using Introductory Macroeconomics. And microeconomics is not much important for UPSC, so I don't spend time on reading it. Class 11th Indian Economic Development is much more useful for UPSC, and I'm supplementing economics with Ramesh Singh as a reference book. History, geography, polity, economy are the four subjects where I believe every beginner should build a strong foundation on. Now, for environment, I am using selective chapters from NCERTs and Shankar IAS. Environment, ecology, science and technology are very dynamic subjects, and current affairs play a very important role here. So, first understand the basic concepts and connect them with whatever you are reading in the current affairs. For international relations as well, current affairs is extremely important, and usually that's enough. Before we move on, a quick note. A lot of you are asking where you can find these books. I have added links to all the reference books and the resources mentioned in the video in the description. If you're planning to buy any of them, you can check the description. And remember, you don't need to buy everything at once. Start with basics and focus on studying them properly. So now let's talk about current affairs. Personally, I read the editorials from the Hindu, and you can use Indian Express too. And I skim through the headlines and read the important issues from the newspaper. Apart from that, I read monthly current affairs compilation from any of the coaching institute and revise it very thoroughly. The reason I do like this is very simple. Nobody knows exactly what UPSC will ask from current affairs. And for me personally, spending 2 to 3 hours on newspaper every day doesn't give a good return of investment for a beginner. Some people benefit a lot from reading newspaper, and that's perfectly fine. This is the method that works for me. And finally, the most important thing, revision. The biggest mistakes every beginners make is collecting the resources endlessly. One more book, one more PDF, one more topper strategy, and one more course. But UPSC is not a competition of who owns most of the resources. It's a competition of who understands and revises the resources best. Even I'm still working on improving my revision. It's not that easy, but that's where real learning happens. So, if you are the beginner, my advice is simple. Keep your resources limited, focus on understanding, focus on the revision, and trust the process. I hope this video helped you, and if you want videos on anything else, you can let me know in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, study well, and revise well. Bye bye.